Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to another episode of Almost Rich, Almost Famous, Almost Daily.
I'm back in Ohio, Betsy. I flew on a plane for the first time since early March. Yesterday, well, actually, I left on Thursday. I went to LA to visit my friend. Fabulous trip.
Yes.
I thought I missed flying, and I thought I missed traveling. No.
What happened?
It is the worst. Like, I feel like everyone has some flight pet peeves. Just people are rude. They do annoying things. On my way there, every flight pet peeve you could ever think of, I was sitting just right in the middle of it the whole flight. At one point, I was like, can we just crash and I'll just jump out? I think I got the whole spiel down, how to put on the vest and everything at this point. That's how bad it was.
Wait, so do you request to sit, where is your seat typically? Do you sit on the aisle or do you prefer a window?
I actually shockingly prefer a window, even though I'm so tall, because I like to put my head on it and sleep.
Yeah.
But I got lucky.
Very unsanitary these days, by the way.
I know. So honestly, this time I saw that I was one of the first rows and I was the aisle seat. I'm like, this is perfect, especially in COVID. I have room. I don't have to touch a lot of things. So I get on the plane. First pet peeve, someone's in my seat. I'm like, check your freaking ticket. I'm 4D. Come on, that's me. So I'm like, hi, sorry, I think you're in my seat. The lady gets up, moves just to the other side of the aisle, mind you. So I'm sitting next to probably a 10-year-old girl and then a little toddler, which again, I'm kind of happy about. I've got a lot of room. They're two little kids.
Yeah. And you can elbow them, tell them to shut up if they're too loud.
Exactly. I'll just be like, yeah. So then on the other side of the aisle though, is the mom who was in my seat, the dad and the son. And then there's also a baby that she's holding. Okay, whatever. So the baby's screaming his head off, bloody murder.
Nightmare.
Whatever, out of her control. But she's not really doing a lot to calm the baby down. So at that point, I'm like, can I just hold her or something? What's going on? In the meantime, the toddler is crying because she wants her mom. So
do you have headphones?
Yes, but this is before the flight even took off.
Oh. Okay.
And so she's consulting the toddler, and I'm like, oh God, I could tell this is gonna be an annoying flight. But then once we're up, I put the headphones in, I fall asleep. Well, I love to sleep on my flights. It doesn't matter what time of day, I will sleep the entire flight. Oh no, it was probably every 15 minutes tapping on my shoulder. Hi, I'm sorry, I need out. She wants to switch with her mom. It was literally constant. I was just up and down. Everyone else in the flight is looking at me like, you're a saint.
Yes.
Then they start bringing out their food. They brought their own food, which smelled awful. I don't know what they made.
Ugh.
It was onion tomato sandwiches. They're eating that. They're wiping it off.
Ew.
Betsy, it was awful. I mean, there was just so much that I literally at one point, I'm like, the tears might start coming down my face. I'm going to be the new screaming baby.
Yeah, totally. It was not, that sounds like the food situation always grosses me out. Can you please just eat the food at the airport and be done with it? How long was the flight? 4 hours?
Yes.
Yeah, you could wait 4 hours.
This went on forever. It seemed like I was on that flight for 10 hours. And they just didn't have the respect. Just every 5 seconds, hi, sorry. And I'm like, are you sorry though? Because you just keep tapping me and making me get up. You're taking over my seat. Oh man, it was bad.
I feel like there are so many, now that you're bringing this up, there are so many flying pet peeves. I don't know why people can't just be normal on a flight. Is there a reason you need to keep kneeing the back of my chair?
The worst.
The whole flight? Did you not know that don't you see me knocking it back at you? What's the issue?
And I can see you doing that the first couple times, okay, this is annoying. And then you just being I would do too. I'm gonna snap. People are lucky we're nice, because anyone else in my seat in that situation, I think would have snapped long before. For sure. So I was getting to the point.
What about when it's a night flight and all you want to do is sleep? It's middle of the night and the person turns on their light above them to read. They just want to continue reading their book. Yes, that happened on my way back last night. That one, and so there's 3 of the little air vents. Yeah. So there's one for you can aim it towards the window seat, middle. When they take control, that was another thing they did to me. They're twisting my thing closed. I'm like, yours? Yeah. I'm like, well, I'm actually a little warm. And so at one point I reached up and I did it.
And then the daughter went to go do it again. The mom thankfully saw, and she was like, that one's not yours. I'm like, yeah, that was my hint. Stop messing with my stuff.
Like, I could actually go on for days. You know, when you're in the middle seat and the people on both sides have their arm on your rest and you're
Yes.
already in the middle seat and you're like, can you guys give me something? Like, I'm the shittiest seat ever. Like,
Yeah.
can you please, like, I feel like I do a lot of elbowing on flights. I'm
Yeah,
like, can you
like
guys
you
just
do.
like stop?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, my last one, which is like, I don't know why, and maybe it was because I already had a really long, awful flight, so this was just the cherry on top.
Yeah.
I actually could have throat punched someone. When it's time to get up, I like being one of the first rows because then I can get off the plane first.
Right.
So I'm in the 4th row. Everyone's going. I get it. Everyone wants to get off the flight, screaming baby the whole time.
Right.
The people behind me zoom right past. I'm like, no, that's not etiquette. The first row goes, the second row goes, and there were the people right behind me who knew what I dealt with that flight. I was like, okay, you guys might get it from me.
There is one time that's appropriate, and it's when you're about to miss your connecting flight. But at that point, you let everyone know. You're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm about to miss my flight. Do you mind if I go ahead of you? There is something wrong with people. People are so fucking rude.
They are. And I forgot about it until flying. Also, I didn't realize how close I was going to be to people. So I forgot about that. I hadn't flown in a long time. And then all that other stuff on top of it. I'm like, LA was definitely worth it.
Ew.
But, oh man.
Well, we want you guys to let us know your flying pet peeves. I mean, literally, I feel like I could go on for days about this. So I'm sure there are some we're missing. Please comment on our Instagram, follow us here, follow us on SoundCloud, and follow us on our new Apple podcast, which we're so excited about.
Maybe we'll just do a whole episode on this because I've got a lot more where this came from.
All right. Stay tuned. Cheers.